Hello everybody, my name is Marlo and welcome back to some more hardcore Minecraft, where in the last episode we fought the Wither and we won. We didn't die, we didn't lose this world thankfully, and from that fight we got ourselves a nether star of course, which allowed us to craft a beacon, which at the moment has haste 2 on, hence why I can punch at rapid speeds just like this, and we are going to be utilizing that haste 2 right off the bat in today's episode by digging out a super duper large hole into the mountain behind me here, where inside will be a storage room. A very much so needed one at that, because I am very quickly running out of room to hold all of my items here inside of my teeny tiny starter house. All of these barrels are completely full. I've had to put some overflow into this double chest right here, so having a proper, much bigger storage room is going to be super helpful. No time to delay, I guess we should start work on digging this hole, and when I say we, I mean of course. This is just going to be a jump cut. I unfortunately don't have replay mod just yet. Fingers crossed by the next episode we should, and then we can get some time lapses on the go. But my pickaxe here, my poor little pickaxe, cannot do 6,500 blocks, which is the amount I have to dig out in one go, so it's going to require a trip halfway through to our skeleton grinder. So yeah, it's just going to be easier if I skip this part entirely, and I'll bring you guys back in when we have a big old hole. I do love the sound of picking up items in this game. It's just a really nice and pleasing thing to listen to, especially when you got stuff all over the floor like I have here. But as you can see, the hole is done, looking pretty large. I've definitely dug bigger, but I mean, my pickaxe actually managed to do it all in one go, so I am quite happy with that. Didn't have to AFK at the skeleton farm, which is a bonus. But yeah, this is the hole all dug, and it should hopefully, unless I've miscalculated something, be big enough to hold our storage room. And for those curious, this is everything I got from digging that hole. Nothing too extraordinary. So we do have a little bit of an ugly top here at the moment, and that's definitely not going to be in the finished product. Do not worry, we'll try and make it look nice and natural above it, but I think it's going to be easier if we do that once the actual storage building is complete. So we're going to start doing that very shortly, but before we do, I would just like to get rid of my wheat farm here, as there's going to be something a bit cooler out the front, and we'll be making use of our waterfall here. However, I might just block it off just so I don't have to, you know, jump the pond every single time. And I'm also gonna move my cows because, well, you guys are most certainly gonna be in the way. Plus, you're really, really noisy. And there we go. That is a good job done. Cows are just over there, patiently waiting for a barn of sorts to be built, but that's not going to be on today's agenda, unfortunately, because the storage room is, and that is what we're going to get started on now. And I thought we'd maybe just do this one step at a time, and I could kind of walk you through my thought process maybe, and kind of show you the build a bit more in depth, and you can just see it come to life in this big old hole. So the first thing I think we're going to do is kind of figure out the main structure, which is mostly going to consist of these stripped dark oak logs. Oh boy, I only just about had enough dark oak for all of that. We have managed to build it all without having to go gather more, which is always nice. There isn't really a dark oak forest biome on my doorstep exactly. So this is all unstripped at the moment. As you can probably tell, we need to give it a bit of that, which I will do shortly after. But yeah, this is around about the size, so you can kind of see what I'm planning here. I'm going to have 3 separate corridors almost, where I will have some chests inside of all of these gaps, and it should be plenty of storage, I would imagine. But yeah, time to get my axe out and do a little bit of this. There we go, all stripped and looking better already. So the next step I think we should do is maybe the floor or the ceiling. I think we're going to do the floor, and for the most part it's actually going to be made out of the new moss block. And I know I could just, you know, put some in the floor here and then use bone meal to spread it, but I'm fairly certain it would replace some of my logs, which obviously I don't really want. So I'm going to grab the couple of moss blocks I have, some bone meal, go far away, and basically just go crazy. Gonna need myself one of these to harvest all of the moss, of course. And can we actually enchant this thing? I forget if you can do that now. You can, and we got efficiency. Okay, that's perfect. Let's grab 1, 2, 3 lapis, chuck this in the enchanting table, and please give me unbreaking 2. Well, unbreaking 3 actually. I meant to say unbreaking as well, but instead it's just giving us nothing. But that's fine. I'll take the efficiency 4. I thought maybe I'd just take it down to my mines or a cave nearby. I think this is the closest, and maybe we just go wild here. I'm not sure what it's going to look like, but I guess there's only one way to find out. Pretty darn cool. We're making our own lush caves down here. Obviously, none of it will really be staying because we're going to have to break all of it. Oh, I've reached a crossroads now. I can't really go anywhere else. Ah, there we go. Okay, we'll expand down this way. Oh boy, does this look cool. I want to do this all over in all of my nearby caves. However, as I said, now we got to get our hoe out and basically destroy everything we've just created here. I guess I could replant more afterwards. Oh, by the way, the reason the carpet is doing that, just because I haven't updated my texture pack properly. Should probably get to that because it looks a little bit weird, doesn't it? 3 stacks should be good enough. We can always come back down for some more. But now that we have a couple of these flowering azaleas, I would like to place one of these inside of a flower pot because, well, it's just about the most adorable thing ever. How cool is this? I'm so glad you can actually put these in flower pots because they look amazing. I forget beacons are quite helpful for being a beacon. This is super helpful for finding my way home, although if I just go a little bit over this way, I've made my own beacon in that giant tree. As you can see, the floor is now in place, going with the moss and brick combo, and this, as some of you may recognize, was a little bit inspired from Etho's man cave. Obviously, the grass that he has been replaced with the moss, and the oak planks, I believe it is, replaced by the bricks. But yeah, I just love the feel and sound of this as well. If I just be quiet for a second here. It's really nice to walk around on, and plus, you know, I think it looks pretty good too. So now I think we should do the ceiling, as well as these 3 walls over here, because they're kind of in the same sort of style. Amethyst and deep slate is such a good combination. I can already tell I'm going to be using this a lot. I mean, I kind of already have, not necessarily side by side, although that's a lie, I have with our amethyst tower, but still, this looks great. I just love the amethyst block and the deep slate. I could rant and rave about it all day long, but I will not. Instead, I will kind of walk you through everything I've done here. So I guess we'll actually start with the walls. And I kind of just wanted to make some sort of mosaics of sorts, messing around with some slabs and stairs and just kind of changing the variation or the rotation, that's the word I'm looking for. Changing the rotation of them, trying to make some cool shapes. And yeah, I really quite like how this one looks. The middle is slightly different because we're going to have some utility blocks along here, like the stone cutter and the cartography bench, that sort of thing. As for the ceilings, I'm debating on putting down some lanterns just because they're really quite dark, even darker for you guys watching on YouTube, but for me, they're already quite dim, so maybe we should add that in. Trouble is they're built with even numbers, so might be a little bit tricky. But anyway, the actual shape of the ceiling itself is once again built with slabs and stairs, and as you can see, I kind of done a bit of mixing and height levels with all of this. So if we actually take the corner one here as an example, I'll go to bed in a second, don't worry. It's just slabs going all the way around with amethyst in the middle, which I think is fine for the corner because that's quite a small area. But if we did this for the longer stretch and just having a line of slabs with some amethyst in the middle, it would look quite boring. And adding in the stairs with the slabs coming down a little bit lower, I think adds a nice little bit of detail. And as you can see, we have this one in the center, which has currently just a single hole in the middle. I'm thinking I might make some sort of water drop going up to the top of the cliff, just up there. So, you know, if I'm ever up there for some reason, I can have a shortcut down. Okay, I hear bad things. Let's go to bed, but over this side so I can see anything coming at me. Like a creeper to blow me up, for example. How does that look with the lanterns in place? Certainly a lot brighter, that's for sure. I like that. I'm just not over keen on the amethyst touching the chain, but I guess it doesn't really matter all that much. And I want to be able to actually see my amethyst for all the glory that it has. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of them down. Wonderful, I can actually see my ceiling now, which is very nice, and it looks perfectly fine to be honest. So I think now I'm just going to go ahead and finish everything else up, because it isn't really anything too important other than the double chest that we have to fill in. Of course, our storage for our storage room, that's definitely needed. There are a couple of other things like these corners I have to do something with, as well as a few other bits and pieces here or there that aren't really noteworthy, but for the most part it's just going to be the chests. And basically we're just going to be filling up these sections with double chests all the way along there for all of them, which I think worked out to be 280 chests in total, which I then worked out is just under 9 stacks of logs, which really isn't too bad at all. I can probably get most of them from that monstrosity right there. And just like that, the room is all done. And I know what some of you are going to be thinking. Why have I laid the chests out like this? I could fit twice as many in, especially on the outer walls here. And I've only done this in a specific way so that I'm able to label them all with item frames. So I'll just put some here beside them on the logs, and that way I can clearly see what goes in all of the individual chests, and I can also access them with no trouble at all. I did also plan to have some more chests in these central ones here, but I've switched out for an archway leading me to each of the sections, which is just going to make getting around the storage room a whole lot easier. And I've also slapped some furnaces above them if I need to do a little bit of smelting. I will probably make a bigger and proper super smelter at some point in time, but for right now, those furnaces are just fine. And of course we have all of our utility blocks next to our crafting bench, the loom, the smithing table, the stone cutter, the cartography table, and the fletching table. I know it doesn't do anything at the moment, but it may do one day, and I just kind of needed it for symmetry. And over in the corner, this is what I've done. Just some acacia with some amethyst behind the trapdoors, which I think looks pretty nice. And then over here we have some barrels. They're mainly there for decorative purposes, but I can actually store some items in here if I wanted to. So the inside is all done, but I have also done a little bit of work on the outside. As you can see here, the terraforming is pretty much fully complete. It's still got the grass to grow along the top of the dirt, which I think is going to make it look a lot better, but I think it's fine. It's really quite hard to replicate Minecraft terrain because it's a little bit peculiar in ways, but I think I've done an okay job here. And I've also added in this little section with the dark oak and a bit of amethyst on show for an accent block, which I think looks really nice. We got a couple of lanterns here hanging down, and then a rim of spruce trapdoors around the entranceway. And of course, how could I forget, I've added in a water drop here, so if I'm ever on top of the mountain, I can just stand here, press the button, and fall all the way through, right into the room itself. I may have already said this, so apologies if I'm repeating myself, but my plan for what to do outside of the entranceway here was to actually build an axolotl pond of sorts, and then we're going to have a bridge going across it. But before we start building any of that, I would like to go get some more axolotls, because right now I only have 2 to my name, which isn't really enough for an entire pond. Now there are 2 things I could do. I could either head down into the caves in search for some axolotls themselves, but I've done a lot of caving and I've only found the 2, so I don't think I'm going to be very successful. I think a better use of my time is to actually head out into my world here in search for a lukewarm ocean biome. Then we can get some tropical fish in a bucket and take them home, and that's what axolotls need to breed. So if we just grab a bunch of them, we can just use the 2 I already have to then populate the pond. Before we leave, I'm actually going to try and get myself a silk touch pickaxe. That way we can grab some coral reef blocks if we happen to stumble across one. Many enchantments later, and on the last 3 pieces of lapis that I have over here at the skeleton farm, we finally got it. Silk touch, but does it have anything else on it? No, it does not. What a rubbish pickaxe. But that'll be absolutely fine for now. I can combine it with something later on. I do have an efficiency as well as an unbreaking book here, so I may as well just put those 2 on. In fact, we have another efficiency 3 book. We can get efficiency 4. That's even better. Whilst we're on the topic of XP and enchanting and levels, we may as well give our chicken friend here a name. I asked you guys in the last episode for some name suggestions for this guy, and for those of you who don't know, well, basically, this guy miraculously somehow survived a wither fight. You survived, chicken! Oh my goodness, he's made it! It was pretty cool, I must say. Maybe even heroic. Hence why we're going to be calling him Hero or Hero. I think sounds a little bit cooler. And that was from a user by the name of something I'm not willing to read out. But you know who you are. It's a great name suggestion. Thank you so much for it. I think it is perfect for our little chicken friend. There you go, Hero. You officially have a name, as well as your very own bathtub. I don't think Gertrude minds too much that you just bathe in her drinking water. Time to go off on our adventure, and once again, we have to make the grueling trip all the way out to the... Oh my goodness. Whoa, I'm glad I have feather falling. I also knew this hole was here. I'm yet to fall down it until now. That gave me a little bit of a heart attack. Okay, we're fine. Yeah, we're gonna go visit the ocean biome, which is so far away. I'm not really looking forward to this. And along the way, we will unfortunately be having to kill just about every animal that I see because I'm currently holding all the food that I have and my AFK chicken cooker isn't all that productive. Look at this cave I just found. It kind of looks as though a very large rock has plummeted down into the earth and kind of like skidded round and down into there and just left this giant crater in the earth. Kind of cool. I like this. Probably never going to build anything here because it's too far away, but still. Thought I'd show it off. Am I seeing this right? Did that just happen? Is it raining chickens? Where did you come from, little fella? There's nothing above you. You have literally just spawned in the sky. That is crazy. I've never seen that before. I found myself a guardian temple, which is pretty cool. Do not need it right now and probably will never in this world. I've built far too many guardian farms to want to do it again, but it's cool to know it's there. I've also found the ocean, which is nice. I've just got to find the specific tropical biome. There is a changing color of the ocean here, and I'm curious, have we made it? Yes, we have. Oh, finally. Okay, that did not take long at all. Where are the tropical fish though? That's what I want to know. You don't look awfully tropical to me, nor do you guys. Nor do you. Where are they all? Oh yes, we've found a coral reef biome. That is wonderful. Gonna do some poor environmentalism and destroy it all. And is that an axolotl? Wait, do they spawn in the coral reefs too? Can I get 2 for 1 here? Can I get axolotls as well as tropical fish? That is very helpful if I can. Come on, little buddy, slow down, you're coming with me. I don't actually have this color just yet, so I will happily take him. And look, we found some tropical fish too. I'm sorry, fishies, but you, my friends, are food. Fish are food, not friends. Nemo told you wrong. Look at him, he's in the bucket now. See where that gets you? And yes, I know, before you all tell me in the comments, I know it was not Nemo who said that. It was Bruce, the shark. I am in a little bit of a predicament, it would seem. I was hoping to actually harvest some of this coral reef biome to take him with me and use for the build for the axolotls. However, hello ocean creeper. However, I have very limited space in my inventory. Only 7 slots left, and I don't really want to chuck any of this away, to be honest. And there's just so many different types of blocks down here. I can't really take it all with me, so I'm thinking I'm just going to have to pick 7 of my favorite, and that will have to do. Oh, I've just shot my boat instead of the drowned. So this is everything I've snagged from the coral reef biome. I would like to take more, but obviously my inventory is completely packed. My food has even been relinquished to the offhand, but I think I'm now ready to take the 5,000, 6,000 block long journey all the way home. We have finally made it back home, and I've just had a look at how long this episode is going to be with all the clips I have, and it's getting on a little bit already. So I'm going to go ahead and build the bulk of the axolotl pond off camera, and I will show you around afterwards. Are you ready to see the axolotl pond? Minus the axolotls, of course. We haven't got them in just yet, but here you go. This is it. And I am really actually quite happy with how this turned out. As you can see, we are very heavily utilizing the new moss block here. I kind of wanted to make this overgrown look, and I think I've done that pretty well. Yeah, this certainly looks overgrown. I mean, it was not hard to do. You literally just got to bone meal this stuff and it kind of does the majority of it for you. So we got all of the moss going around the outside, and then we eventually transition down into sand here for the actual underwater part of it. And then I've pretty much just tried to make my own little coral reef biome with some coral. I guess these are just corals, right? Corals. We have some corals down here, as well as all of the fans. May have gone a little bit overboard with this, but I don't think it hurts too much. And the usual stuff that you would do to decorate I'm drowning an underwater area. Sea pickles, kelp, seagrass, that sort of thing. So now what we have to do is get these little guys in. There is 1, there is 2, there's 3, and there's 4. I think there are 5 total colors of axolotls, so we've got 3 of them there, because I think these 2 are the same. I'm not good with colors, most of you know that. But yeah, we got some axolotls swimming around there now, which is pretty awesome to see, but I would like a few more. So we can get 2 more for now by breeding them with the tropical fish here. I would like to get them kind of in the same area, so, oh goodness, right, let's breed, oh, there's so many hitboxes around. Let's breed you with you. I don't want to waste these because obviously it's going to be really difficult to go back and get them. Why are you two not going towards each other? Come on, go. Make it a baby. Make it a baby. There we are. You doing it? You did it. Oh my goodness, look at it. It's so small. I've lost it. Oh, it's so cute. It's so cute. I love him. I love you. I love you, baby axolotl. Do you hear me? He doesn't hear me. He's stuck. Where'd that one go? There it is. We got the second baby. How wonderful. Okay, so I'll watch these guys for a bit and come back in 5-10 minutes or so, and I'll give them the other 4 tropical fish here. They seem to be climbing the waterfall, which isn't ideal, to be honest, but I mean, as long as they don't fall out and drown and not return, that's fine. They can climb that all they want. They seem to be enjoying it, the babies included. Oh, these guys are so cool. I love them. So you're probably wondering, unless I've already said, then you're not wondering, but as far as getting across to my storage room, I could honestly swim like this and it'll probably be just as quick, but I would like to build a bridge, so that's what we're going to do. Build a bridge, and I think we can do this in a super fast montage. I do like this bridge, but I think it would look a whole lot better without this archway here. And this has a purpose of stopping mobs being able to get in. By putting some fence gates there, it means that mobs can't really climb over the bridge and get into a spawn-proof storage room, which is ideal, to be honest. But there's a couple of reasons as to why I don't want this. One, I don't really want to have to, open and close this every single time I go through. It's fine getting out, but it's just a bit of a nuisance, right? 2, it doesn't look very good. And 3, I generally sleep the night away most times and there really isn't that many mobs around, so I think we should be fine to actually get rid of this and improve the look of the bridge a little bit more. Yeah, that definitely looks a whole lot better. So there we go, everybody. That is the build all done, meaning it's time to end off the episode here. So I have breeded up our axolotls a couple more times, meaning we now have 8, I think, in total swimming around in our pond, which is just kind of cool to see. Let's take a final dip with them, I say, before we go. It is super cool to see these guys all swimming around. I think they've actually all grown up now, which is pretty sweet to see. These are definitely my favorite mob out of the 3 that have been added to the game. I love the goats, but these guys, they're just so cute. And yeah, really happy with this build entirely, and I hope you guys are too. In between episodes, I will be moving all of my items into the storage room itself. That's gonna take a while, so I'll just do it off camera. Not something I really need to bring you guys along with. But thank you ever so much for watching this episode, guys. I really hope you did enjoy it, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.